Hey everyone, Pastor Matt here from Mosaic Church. I hope that you're having a blessed week. Thank you for journeying with us here in Passion Week. Here we are today, day 5, Friday, where Jesus is arrested and taken before the high priest. Before we get into the devotion, I want to welcome and invite you back tonight at 7 p.m. for our communion service. We will be right here at our Clarksville location, all locations coming together for a wonderful time of worship, word, and communion. So make sure that you come back tonight at 7 o'clock. I want to start off here of picking up in Matthew chapter 26, verse 63. But Jesus held his peace. Hold on to that line, held his peace. And the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God. Jesus answered and said, Thou hast said, Nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest got furious, and he rent his clothes, tore them apart, saying, He hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witnesses? So right here, Jesus is arrested, standing before the high priest, and what happens first? Accusations. He is being accused of anything and everything, left and right. And what was Jesus' response? He didn't argue, he didn't fight back. It said that Jesus chose peace. He kept silent. This made the high priest absolutely furious, to where then he adjured Jesus. What does that mean? That word adjure in law says that he was required at that point to give an answer to the high priest. If he did not, he would have been charged and found guilty right then and right there. So Jesus accused, Jesus adjured, and then Jesus answered. And I love Jesus' response because he quoted from Psalm 110, where it's talking about the Son coming in the clouds of glory. The high priest was absolutely furious because he knew of this prophecy. And it said right then that he ripped apart his clothing. God reminds us historically in Numbers of that act, and not to do that whenever he is talking to Aaron about, do not rip your clothing lest you die. Now here the high priest, his clothing was not anything weak. Back then it was strongly made, not easily torn. And he ripped, that shows how furious he was, his clothing apart. And right then at that very moment when he did that, he completely disqualified himself from overseeing the sacrifice of the Passover of lamb. Why? Because God knew exactly what he was doing long before. He was raising up the greatest high priest to ever be, and his name is Jesus Christ. And today, on this day, Jesus chose his own sacrifice of overseeing it for you and for me, and he made it possible for you. So what can you take away from this, church? I challenge you 3 things. No matter what you're walking through in your life right now, no matter how you may be accused, no matter how you may have a diagnosis, no matter what trials and tribulations may come your way, I challenge you to choose peace just as Jesus did. Number 2, trust the process just as Jesus did. He trusted the process because he knew that there was purpose in it of what God was taking him through and to. God's taking you through and to something. Right here, number 3, I want you to rest in the promise. Jesus trusted the promise because he knew the promise. He knew the process, he knew the promise, and his name is Jesus for you. And so no matter what you're going through, church, be challenged with those 3 and know that he is your answer, he is your promise, and today you find that hope that is alive forevermore. I love you big. We're praying for you. We cannot wait to see you back tonight at 7 p.m. for our communion service. Have a blessed day.